chicken cordon bleu. Who loves it? We all do. And tonight, that's what we had for dinner. How do you make it? Well, you crumb your chicken, get some good quality chicken breast, crumb it, dip it in the egg and milk, crumb it, and then put it in the freezer to firm up. Okay, and then you grab some ham and some cheese, and then cook it until your ham is hot and your cheese is melted. And to tell us more about that on the extended version of episode 247. Good evening, Rob Doyle.
Good evening, Barry. Good to be here again for an update on proceedings and to hear what you've got to say this evening.
Well, as I said, chicken cordon bleu. Why don't you go and make it? Here's Rob to tell you about it.
Yeah, well, I thought you did a pretty good description of it before, Barry. And at the end of the day, it's very tasty with a few steamed veggies. It's a complete meal because you've got the chicken, the white chicken, and it's with cheese on top for some, and with a bit of ham as well. And then you've got your steamed veggies, and it's a very tasty meal.
So, today I received a phone call from my support coordinator and on how they're gonna get me up to Queensland. Now, as many of you have heard, my time here at Oceania is slowly winding up after 8 years, but I will give you more of an update at the end of this program tonight. But getting back to chicken cordon bleu, have you had it, Rob?
I have had it in the past without the cheese, Baz, and yes, it's a very savoury, tasty meal.
So, chicken cordon bleu, you just can't go wrong with it, and it is so delicious.
Simple to make, too.
And simple to make. Look up a recipe on this. It's my upside.
Yeah, and look, you know what? If you don't eat it all, it's good for the next day as well. You know, you can reheat it or fry it up in the fry pan with a few other things and have a bit of a hash brown sort of a surprise thing. But yeah, it's very nice and a good choice, whoever choice it was.
So over the years I've brought you some excellent food ideas, and tonight's chicken cordon bleu is no exception. I haven't brought this up on the show before, so if you've got the kids in the kitchen and they would like chicken cordon bleu for dinner any time next week, well, now is the time to do it because the lockdown is still happening. Here's my offside.
Yeah, it's a good meal for lockdown, Barry. That's for sure. And you can sort of prepare it and, like you say, put it in the fridge and then cook it out and bring it out and cook it, and it cooks pretty quickly in the oven. It's a not so it's a good way to cook in the oven, not frying in the fry pan, but nice and healthy. It retains all its goodness.
Well, yeah. Well, another food idea. Well, yesterday we made a big loaf of bread in our bread machine, and I can tell you guys, this bread machine is absolutely great. So if you haven't got a bread machine, guys, then we suggest you go and purchase order one online now and get it delivered to your house. Here's my offside.
Yeah, I think there's a growing number of people making their own bread now, Barry, and it's a another good, healthy, family orientated thing to do.
So two food ideas I've given you tonight on the show, and tomorrow for breakfast, why don't you cook up some porridge and a half a teaspoon of chia seeds and psyllium husk. Here's my offside.
Oh, that sounds like a good breakfast to get you going, Barry. That's a good, healthy one, and I might try that myself tomorrow. I've got some of that stuff at home. Thanks for the tip.
So a good healthy dinner and a good healthy breakfast, guys. You need to eat healthily during the lockdown. Here's my offside.
Yeah, you do need a good, healthy meals during lockdown. Sometimes I think, it's a good idea to start nice in the morning, have your normal breakfast and your cereals, and then go on and have a decent lunch, and then just a lighter meal to finish because maybe not doing as much because of lockdown.
Now we will talk about the lockdown in a moment, but just recapping the chicken cordon bleu, which we opened the show with. Go ahead and make it. Get some good quality chicken breast, some good ham and some cheese, some good eggs, some good milk, and then you're laughing. Here's my offside.
Yeah, that's the way to do it, Barry, and I'm glad you're encouraging people to do it. It's a good meal.
So another thing we had last night is a chicken bake. Yummo. So the chicken bake, you can add mushrooms, lots of veggies, sprinkle it with cheese, bake in the oven until your cheese is melted, and then you've got a couple of good hearty meals on the table. Here's my offside.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I think what you're doing, a good couple of hearty meals on the table is you cook some stuff and you can put it away and then bring it out and complete the job the next day, can't you? Just by putting it in the oven or whatever. So I'm sure there's a lot of people doing that in lockdown, and it's a good idea, Barry.
So cooking lots of food, getting lots of food delivered. Okay, so you need to keep yourself entertained by cooking up lots of good healthy meals, guys. Takeaway is okay every now and again, but remember everything in moderation, guys. Here's my offside.
Yeah, that's a good thing to remind people of, not to go overboard in eating some stuff, particularly sweets. Just everything in moderation.
Well, now it's time for the closing segment. Our closing segment is be there for one another, support one another, make a couple of phone calls if you need to talk to someone like Lifeline, your friends, anybody. And 000 if it's a serious problem. You can't actually see what I've got up there. Calling an ambulance. So only ring that number if it's a serious problem. And we always bring it up at the end of each video. Here's my offside.
That's right. it's a great time to be supporting people and checking on them, and that's a great reminder, Barry, because this is just when it's needed the most in lockdown.
And remember, guys, if you've got a problem, talk about it with someone and go for a walk around the block. Have a pot of hot tea and a Scotch finger biscuits to dunk in your tea. Now, if you ever dunked a Scotch finger biscuit in a cup of tea, here's Rob.
Yeah, done it many a time, Barry, and lost the odd Scotch finger into the tea occasionally when I've left it in too long. It's good fun. And that is a good way to calm down, though, Barry. A cup of tea, biscuit, walk around the block. Those are the sorts of things that just, keep people sane, aren't they?
And get a good night's sleep as well, guys. Have a nice hot shower, okay? To get rid of the cobwebs and wake up in the morning. Have a positive attitude, guys. We are all in this together. Here's Rob to reiterate what I've just said to you before we say goodnight.
Yeah, look, those are good words, Barry. We are all in this together. So that means that everyone's got to try and do the right thing and just obey what there's expected of them, to stay home and to seek help if they are feeling unwell and have any symptoms. But if you're not a necessary frontline worker, then stay home unless you're either going to exercise or go shopping, and just do the right thing so that we can all get back to a more normal existence.
And before I do sign off for the 30th of July, the time is nearly coming. Is around the corner for me to bid you viewers here in Sydney farewell. The time is coming, and Rob, you've been a fantastic worker to work with me, and encouragement that you have given me. Have you anything to say to the viewers on that?
Well, I'm grateful for your praise, Barry. It's important to give praise where praise is due. You're a good man, Barry. You're well loved around here. It's been a lot of fun knowing you, and I will continue to know you and be able to keep in touch with you due to the wonders of the internet and YouTube and everything else. And I look forward to the day I get the opportunity to visit you up there in your new home in Brisbane in the future years.
So, and there will be plenty more episodes before I say that's all, folks. And remember, if you've got any boxes handy to help me pack, please do send them in. Here's my offside.
Yep, it's always good to slowly get into the packing and not have to do it all in a day. But sounds like your planning's going well, Barry, and I hope it all continues to go smoothly for you.
So on this Friday, the 30th of July, thanks for your company this evening on the show. And from all of us here now at Oceania, good night. And Rob, good night to you. Hope you're feeling better after your illness last week.
Mm-hmm.
So just a reminder, guys, please go and get vaccinated. And remember, do not attend tomorrow's protest. Don't be an absolute deal. and ruin it for everyone else. So, on that note, Arrivederci, Saranara. See you on episode 248 coming up in a few days. And that's all, folks.
No.
Good night.